welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my makeup inventory, and what I usually do is I just kind of go through the numbers and I compare them to my past numbers, although one time I did insert photos of the different categories so you could kind of visually see what I have. And I filmed this a couple weeks ago, but I accidentally deleted the footage, and after I filmed it I remembered that someone had requested that I go back to that format, and I agree. I do think it's a little bit more fun to be able to see everything too, so I am going to be doing that. So I just wanted to let you guys know why this video is going to be coming out so quickly after my makeup collection video, because I originally had just me talking about the numbers, and then I thought, you know what, I just talked about the numbers, I should show everyone everything, so I'll film a makeup collection video. I ended up editing that and uploading it first, and then now that I'm redoing this I decided I would include photos. So if you're wondering why there's a little bit redundancy there, that's what it is, but I will be mostly just talking about the numbers, and you won't be seeing the products in my drawers. I'll be kind of laying them out so you can get a better idea of what exactly I have. So that's my little disclaimer for this video. So I'm going to compare all of my numbers. I did an inventory in June of 2016 and in December of 2015. So we'll be able to see how it changed over a year, and then how it also changed over the last 6 months. I also, I have all the numbers written down from when I filmed it a couple weeks ago. There have been a few changes in certain categories, so I'll try to remember those, but if something has changed and I forget to mention it in this video, and there's a discrepancy between what I say and what I show you, whatever I show you is how many I really have. I'm going to try to remember to do that. I just didn't feel like manually taking everything out and double checking it again because it's kind of a process. So that is it. And I'm also going to talk about within each category, like if I'm happy with the number, if I have a goal number. I don't have a goal number for every category, but just basically kind of how I'm feeling about my progress in that category. So let's get started. So the first category is face primer, and in December of 2015 I had 4, in June I had 4, and now I still have 4. I did for a brief moment have 3, but I got a deluxe size of the Benefit Professional in December. When I was doing some Christmas shopping I got a little gift bag from Sephora, so I am up to 4. 2 of those are full size and 2 are sample sizes. My goal number for primer would be 1 probably. I don't really feel like I need face primer. I have a lot of pore filling type primers. To be honest, I don't see a huge difference in my skin with those. I guess I'm lucky that I don't feel like I have large pores that need to be filled, but I would be happy with 0 to 1 face primers. Now for foundation, in December of 2015 I had 9, in June I had 7, and now I have 6. Actually, I have 7 now. I just got one for Christmas, so I did my inventory before Christmas. So I did receive 1 for Christmas, like I mentioned, and I got 2 from Influencer. So without those, I would actually have 4. So I think that progress is really good, but I did get those. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep the ones from Influencer because I feel like they might be a little bit off color-wise. I am going to wait until the summer because they're a little dark for me and see if they work well then, because I've had the Makeup Forever foundation before in that shade and I thought it was a good match, so we'll see. And then I also have a CoverGirl foundation. I did get that from Influencer maybe in 2015 that I was trying to use up, and I've also realized I think it's a little bit off on my skin tone, so I might be getting rid of 3 because they're not the right colors, but I'm also going to wait and see if they work better in the summertime. My goal for foundations would probably to be just have 2. I would like, maybe one that's lighter coverage, one that's a little fuller, and so I would have a few options, but I don't want to have more than 2. Alright, for concealer, I had 7 in December of 2015, 5 in June of 2016, and now I have... Well, I had 5 when I filmed this earlier, but now I actually have 4 because I did finish off 1. So that's really exciting. My goal for concealer would be 2. Sometimes I like having a lighter one if I want to highlight, which I don't really do all the time, so that one's kind of optional. And then just one that's not so bright because otherwise it doesn't work for other things. So my goal would be 2, I would say. I don't really love any of the ones I have. I am experimenting with some of the ones I haven't opened right now since I was working on the NARS one for so long, but I still haven't found the one I like the best, so I might be doing some experimenting there. If I don't like the ones that I had as backups, I might, you know, declutter them. We'll see how that goes. But right now I have 4. Alright, so for bronzers, I had 5 in December of 2015, I had 6 in June, and then now I have 8. So that number has gone up. Only one is my fault. I got a mini of the Benefit Hoola in a little pack that I purchased for myself for Christmas. I got one from Influencer, which is very shimmery, and I don't think I'm a big fan of it. I've only used it once or twice though, so I'll give it a little bit longer as a chance, but it is in a highlight bronzer duo, so I do like the highlight on there. So even if I don't like the bronzer, I'm still gonna physically have it probably, because I think I'll probably keep the highlighter. And then I got one in the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette, which I've also only used a couple times because I'm trying to use up one of my other bronzers, but I don't love that one either. So I definitely didn't need that Hoola bronzer that I got. And then I think I also got a Hoola bronzer in my Birchbox, which is why it went up between December and June. So definitely not happy that that number is going up. My goal for bronzer would be to have like 1 or 2, but since they sometimes are in palettes, it's kind of hard to control that because I didn't buy the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette for the bronzer. It just happens to be in there. Same with like the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. I bought that mostly for the blush, and then there's a bronzer there. So it's a little hard to have a goal number, I think, when sometimes you get bronzers that you don't necessarily want because they just happen to be in a product that you wanted for some other reason, if that makes any sense. But so I have 8 now. Definitely want to cut that down. I'm working on finishing off a Tarte one, but it's really hard to use up a bronzer, so it will take a while to get this number back down without decluttering anything. Alright, for blush, I'm really excited about my progress in this category. In December, I had 28 and 10 were cream. In June, I had 26 and 8 were cream. And now I have 18 and 2 are cream. So that's a huge difference. It's gone down by 10, and I've obviously made a lot of progress in the cream category. That was one of my major beauty goals in 2016, was to use up my cream blushes, and I did very well with that. I used up a bunch, and I also decluttered a few, but I think I had hit pan on all the ones I decluttered, so I did get good use out of them too. So in 2017, I'm working on using up another cream one. I have the Benefit Majorette and a little Tarte sample of one of their cheek stains. So I do want to continue to work on those. My goal for cream would probably be 0 to 1. And then I'm really happy with my blush collection at the number 18. I feel like I have every kind of shade I could want to go for. And while there are obviously a ton of blushes out there, and that might be a little bit different, I think when they're blended out, the differences are a lot more subtle. So, I have nude blushes, I have pink blushes, red, plum. I have basically everything I could need, so I really don't think I'm in the market for any blushes anytime soon. Could I cut down a little more? Maybe. But I'm pretty happy with how it is now. Like, I've come a really long way in that category. At one point, I think I had about 40, so really doing well there. Alright, for highlighter, in December I had 7, in June I had 8, and now I have 9, and that number went up kind of with the bronzer because I got one highlighter in the Urban Decay palette, and then I got another one with the e.l.f. little thing I got from Influencer. So that is going up. I am working on finishing off the one in my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette and also my Becca Cream highlighter, so hopefully it'll be a little bit lower, but it's really hard to use up highlighters as well, so I'm kind of like in that category. If I had a goal for highlighter, I would probably say 2 or 3. I'm not super into highlighter, but I do like having one that's a little bit more subtle for every day, and then I like having a bit of a blingier one for nighttime or going out. So I would say 2 to 3 highlighters if they were all different. So I think there's also a difference in your goals. Like, your goal might be 5 and you might have 5 of that thing, but if those 5 things are all really similar and you want 5 things that are a little bit different, like, it still might not be your goal. So I would want 3 highlighters at the most and have them all be for a little bit different. For powders, I have 5 in December. In June, I had 3, and now I have, let's see, this was recently changed, and now I have 3 again. I did lose my Soap and Glory Compact, which I decided to count as dead. It could show up sometime again, but it's been over a month since I've seen my cosmetic bag that I lost, and so I'm just assuming it's gone forever right now. So I did have that. I just used up yesterday or 2 days ago my Hourglass Dim Light in my palette, which is really exciting. So now I just have my mineral veil, the dim light, and my pressed powder, and that is my goal, to have a pressed powder I can have in my purse, a loose one that I can keep in my vanity, or a different one to keep in my vanity so I don't have to always be digging in my purse every morning for the one that I keep in there, and then a finishing powder like the Hourglass Dim Light. So I am at my goal, and I'm really happy about that. And I have been at my goal since June, but it did go up a little bit because for a few days I had 2 dim lights, and then I finished off the one in the palette. For eye primer, in December I had 9, in June I had 9, and now I have 4. So I'm definitely happy that's going down. The reason it went down so dramatically is because I was counting all those little blister packets from Urban Decay. I believe I had 6. I think I had 8 actually, but I never use the shiny ones, the major sin or minor sin. So I used up 6 of them in December, I think, or November and December. I kind of went through those. My goal for eye primers is to just have 1, so I'm hoping that by the end of 2017 I can get to that goal. All of the eye primers I have right now are deluxe sample sized. The one I'm using right now is actually almost gone, so I'm pretty hopeful that I could use up the other sample sizes in 2017, and then I would just like to have 1 as my goal. So I have 2 categories. I have cream eyeshadows and eyeshadow sticks, but I kind of use those for the same purpose. So I think I'm gonna just put those together right now. So let's see. In December I had 13. Sorry, they're not next to each other on my little spreadsheet. So in June I had 11. And now I have 8, so that's definitely going down. I think I did mostly declutter some, but I am working on using some up as well, so I would like to see that go down. I think for cream shadows, I really would only want to have maybe 2 or 3 at a time. So between sticks and pots, I use them for the same thing. So I want to use up my Black Orchid color tattoo. I would like to, I think ideally in my collection I would have like a lighter champagne or more skin tone one, like Benefit Birthday Suit. I also really love Benefit Skinny Jeans that I have. Those are both discontinued, so once I use them up I don't know if I would replace them with other things from other brands, but I think they're very different colors and use them for different looks, so having those differences is pretty good. And then I would like to have a darker one that I can use for smoky eyes whenever I want to do that. So that's kind of my ideal, I would say, is 3. Right, for liquid eyeliner, I had 3 in December, I had 2 in June, and now I just have 1, which is my goal. I have a black one. I had a colored one that I decluttered. I might be open to having 2 if one is colored, but I don't reach for those a ton. I would rather have a colored gel liner, I think, or use eyeshadow or something, or use a pencil. So my goal would be 1, maybe 2, depending on what the second one is. Alright, for eyeshadow pans, in December I had 192, in June I had 172, and now I have 149. And that is mostly through decluttering. I didn't use up 30 eyeshadows this year, but I did use up, I don't know how many I used up, but maybe 5 or 6 in 2016. And I do want to continue to be panning eyeshadows in 2017, so I don't have a goal for eyeshadow pans. I'm happy with how my collection is now. It's been cut down a lot, but I do think I have a lot of like repeat shades in my collection, so if I did ever get new eyeshadows, I would want them to be different than what I already have, and I would like to use up the things I have in my collection that are a little redundant. I am at the point where I really like all the eyeshadows I have. I like all the formulas and the palettes for the most part, other than the Tarte Rainforest After Dark one. So I do want to just, you know, work on using some up, since I do have, like, you know, redundancies in there. But I'm happy with how it's going for now. Alright, for pencil liner, I had 26 in December, I had 25 in June, now I have, okay, so it looks like I have 24 and 23 written down. I'm not sure which one is scratched out because it's really messy. I think it's 23. So that's going down. I know I have a lot of black ones, so I'm working on kind of panning all my black liners. It will probably take a while, but I have been wearing pencil liner a lot more in the last year than I was before that. In 2015 I was wearing gel a lot, and in 2016 I kind of switched back to pencils. So I do want to continue to use up the black pencils I have so I don't have so many. My goal would just to have one black and then some other assortment of colors, but I don't really have a number for that. I just know that in my collection currently a lot of them are black. For gel liner, in December I had 2, in June I had 3, and I still have 3, and that is my goal, to have 3 or less. Right now I have a black, a dark brown, and a navy. The navy one I actually haven't reached for a lot lately, and it was already kind of drying up, but so is my black one. Actually, all 3 of them are a little bit dry, but I just use my Inglot Durline with them, so I'm still able to use them just as well as when they were new. So I wouldn't want any more than that. The navy one is kind of optional, but I do love a good navy liner, so I have a lot of navy eyeshadows I could maybe use, but I like using gel, so I'm pretty happy with 3. For brow products, I just count all brow products in one category. I had 5 in December, I had 6 in June, and now I have 5, although I did just purchase a backup brow gel. Alright, the number is 5 because I also used up something, so kind of switch those out. So right now, I'm using a deluxe size brow gel, and I bought a full size because I've been using it for a while and I figure it's going to go bad soon. So my goal for brows would be at least probably 2 would be the lowest, would be like a pencil and a brow gel. Or I'm open to having also different types of products, but not too many, so I would say 3. I do like using kind of pomade type products like the Too Faced Bulletproof Brows. I've gone through 2 full sizes of that, but I wouldn't mind also having a few options, so if I had like a pencil and that, and I could decide what I want to use that day. So I think my goal for brow products would be 3, and I think I could probably get there by the end of the year, so I'm pretty happy with that. For mascara, in December I had 16, in June I had 13, and now I have 16. Although this number, like I said, is from December. I started off the year, I was going to open a bunch of fresh mascaras. Not a bunch, I usually have 2 open at the same time, but I had a lot of duds. I opened a lot that were super dried out, that didn't seem to do much. I don't know if it was because they were old or just because I don't like them. So that number's probably lower now, but I don't remember how many I went through that were bad. So let's just stick with that number 16, which was accurate as of December of 2016, and then we'll just have a big jump probably for the next inventory. For primer, I had 3 in December, 3 in June, and now I have 2. For lip primer, my goal is probably 0. I almost never think to use lip primer. I had 2 lip insurances from Too Faced that I got as deluxe size samples, so they're not anything I purchased. So I never even heard of lip primer before that, and then I used it a few times and it seemed that like a thing I should use. I don't know. So I ended up buying another NYX one at some point. I don't know why, but I have used it probably 0 times in 2016, so I probably should just declutter those, but I feel like I should keep at least 1 in case the mood strikes me. I don't know. So I'd say 0 to 1 for lip primer is my goal. For lip liner, I had 8 in December, I had 11 in June, and now I have 9. I did get a bunch of new lip liners this year from the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collection. I think I got, maybe I just got 3, but that's kind of a lot. I don't wear lip liner a lot, but I do like to have it for some of my darker lip colors and also reds, just so I get a more precise line. So I'm pretty happy with the ones I have right now. I think I have a good variety. I think I do have maybe 2 nudes, so I could probably go down a little bit, but I'm not in any rush. I also have like 2 or 3 red shades. So it could go down, but I'm not gonna get rid of them probably. I'll probably just keep them around until I use them up, which will probably take a really long time. Next is lip gloss. In December I had 12. In June I had 11, and now I have 6, and I would like to get that down to maybe 1. I barely ever want to wear lip gloss, so I would be happy with 0 to 1, but it has been going down, and I do want to try to use up more of the ones I have rather than just get rid of them. So it might take a while for me to get down to my goal, but I am working on it. For liquid lipstick, in December I had 4, in June I had 1, and now I have 2. I have a black, which is something that I probably won't reach for very often, but I think is just fun to have. And then I do have a more berry shade that I love, so that is totally fine with me. I don't need to have a liquid lipstick in every color I like to wear lipstick in. I don't reach for them a ton because I don't love them, but the Sephora one I have is really comfortable, and I know they just came out with a bunch of new shades. So I would be open to maybe picking up another one, but I'm not going to go buy one just for the sake of buying one. So I would say my goal for liquid lipsticks would probably be 3 to 4, but I'm below that, which is great, and I'm fine being below 3 to 4 too. Alright, for lipsticks, in December I had 47, in June I had 44, and now I have 39, which is really exciting. It's going down. I really like all the lip colors I have. I know I have a few that are redundant. I know I have a lot in that berry shade I love so much, but I am going to try to pan some of those instead of just decluttering them. So I don't know what my goal for lip products is. I know I could get below 39 though, so I still do want to work on that, but I don't have like a goal in mind. And for eyeshadow palettes, I stopped counting the number of palettes and transitioned to pans because I think that made more sense, because you could have one palette that has like 30 something shades or more even in there, and so it seems weird to compare that to something that's smaller, and then if you get rid of it, like, or you use it up, like, you're just numbers going down by 1. But if you use up 35 shades of eyeshadow, I think you should get more reward out of that, I guess. So I find it more motivating to count the pans, but I think it is interesting to still look at how many palettes I have. So in December I had 17, in June I had 15, and now I have 12. So that is going down, and hopefully at 2017, at the end of the year, I'll have a lot fewer, because a lot of the palettes I have in my Pan That Palette project, once I pan the shades that I am trying to pan, I'll probably depot them and put them into a Z palette and get rid of a bunch of the shades that I just know that I'll never use. So I'm hoping to have some good progress kind of in the palette and the eyeshadow pans by the end of the year through my Pan That Palette project. Alright, so that is everything in my makeup inventory. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this and also seeing the photos. And I will be back probably midway through 2017 to give you guys an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!